Hi, I'm Illinois State Senator Dale Fowler, and welcome back to my video series, Southern Illinois Treasures. It's an honor to be in Cairo today at the historic Magnolia Manor, and I'd like to introduce to you Tim, the curator of the Magnolia Manor.
Thank you, Senator Fowler. I'm glad to be part of your series, and I'd like to show you the museum. It's been a museum since 1952. We have a lot of the original items, the original bed that Grant slept in when he visited Cairo after his presidency. So you can just come on in, I'll show you around. This is the drawing room of the Magnolia Manor, and we have a lot of the original items that were here when the Gallaghers lived here. Mr. and Mrs. Charles Fred Gallagher, their portraits are over the fireplaces. Mr. Gallagher built this house in 1869, originally from Zanesville, Ohio, where he owned a riverboat company. He lost that during the business recession before the Civil War. Then him and his brother-in-law came to Cairo and they purchased a flour mill that used to overlook the Ohio River east of us. And they got into the flour milling business and they sold flour all over the world. They sold hardtack flour and hardtack bread to the Union troops who were stationed here in Cairo during the Civil War. And that's how he got to meet Colonel Ulysses S Grant. He was the commander of the troops here at the beginning of the war. And him and Gallagher became friends, and they spent a lot of time together at their house by the flour mill. But Grant spent a few nights in this home, and that was after his presidency was over with. Him and his family took a world tour, and on the way back home to Galena, Illinois, they stopped off here and visited their friends. And I'll show you where they stayed upstairs. This is Frank Gallagher's room, the eldest son. Him and his wife were on their honeymoon when the Grants arrived, 16th and 17th of April, 1880. So Mr. Gallagher gave Grant Frank's room. Frank brought back his bed, rocker, and armoire, so we'd have the actual bed and the actual room that Grant slept in. This has always been the library since the house was built. We have a double bookcase that was hand-carved by Mrs. Kate Gilbert. There's over 500 antique books in there. About a third of those books belong to Mr. Gallagher. And that's a painting by Marple called Scene on the Nile that belonged to Mrs. Gallagher. That's where it used to hang. The clock standing up is a pre-Revolutionary War clock built before 1736. Once owned by the Vanderbilts, it passed through several hands. It was later donated to the museum. All the cohides you see throughout the house are original. It's our most elaborate cohide.
Thank you for visiting the Magnolia Manor here in Cairo, a true historic Southern Illinois treasure. For more information, please visit my Facebook page or senatorfowler.com.